get those coils off. Pari Parni a little bit more, you know, with the Nyx Assassin stun, Ember Spirit chains, Pudge Bite, even Dazzle can get the shot. Like there's a little bit more.
Nah, they actually have less.
I wouldn't say they have less, man. I
you
got
mean, it's Pudge ult, you got Nyx stun, that's it.
Carapace, it's got two stuns.
Carapace.
Searing Chain.
Yeah, but that's not a stun. I mean, that's the same as Frostbite.
Yeah, so I mean, alright, it's...
Dawn has 2 stuns, then you've got the Puck with a stun, then you've got the Nage Prophet later on gets the Sprout, which is a root, aka Ember's dead, every single time.
That's level 20. That's
but,
like a
you know, you could also talk about the Dazzle Shard if you want.
I see what you did there.
But the Dazzle Shard, I've seen a lot of Dazzles lately, which is so weird. That they go for like max level healing or max level shallow grave, and then they've got 1 point in poison touch and buy the shard, and then they're like, yay, 2 people hexed. That is value.
Once every 30 seconds. Yeah, that was like, yeah, definitely. Like you have to invest in it. We'll see what immersion goes for. Maybe he'll go for something completely different. But it seems like shard is just absolutely core on Dazzle, and.
Almost trust you.
Well, it spots the ruin here on the Nyx Assassin. Sorry, the ward.
Well, let's see. Are they gonna get any shenanigans going in? ILTW.
The international spirit.
Actually, I'm curious. Since when is ILTW playing for Pari Parni?
I know. I read his name. I was like, that I thought it was Mankushi. What the hell?
Yeah,
oh,
you know, maybe we're not completely up to date with all player changes. Well, we will see ILTW being the first one to die this game, so not the best of first performances.
Yeah, I mean, even well, to be fair, they don't even have a Wikipedia page on Pari Parni yet, but it says Mankushi is the person registered for this tournament. So I don't know if this is a name change, if it's actually ILTW.
I mean, it has to. This is his official name.
Right?
Yeah, so it is ILTW.
I like to win, baby.
Yeah, that's why he's playing Pudge.
Oh, it looks like they put the Razor bottom here against V2's Nature's Prophet. And you like this. You think that it's going to be relatively fine for the Nature's Prophet. He's not going to be bothered by the Razor much.
He's got insane attack range. You can summon the Treants to annoy him as well. Use those to last hits. They've got the Nyx Assassin stun, but unless you hit a godlike Wrath of Nature Spike Carapace, you should never get a stun on the Nage Prophet.
Yeah, he should be fine. Solo's going to take a few hits though, but that's going to be his job anyway, so he's not going to be worried. And Sweden Star, I was going to say this is a position 4 Crystal Maiden, a position 5 Dawnbreaker, by the way. Crystal Maiden, I've seen it trend a little bit where they go with the shard, you know, giving her a little bit more farm priority, which I like. Not so much in this game. You're up against Spike Carapace though.
Yeah. Well, you just run. You're in a 4 position. You get BKB. It's that simple. Easy. Mission complete.
Haven't you heard of the Aghanim shot BKB with Crystal Maiden build? It's so good. Like, yes, it is.
Yes, it just takes you until 65 minutes in the game, and then you've got the items finally achieved.
Hey, she's got Frostbite on creeps, you know. It's
easy jungle farm, to be fair. Mirana Arrow or Freeze? Oh, speaking of Freeze, W taking so much damage. Laze doesn't even have reactive armor. 0 defensive tools being used here for Navi in the top lane. They just going on the aggression and immersion, dropping low, too strong, double kill, killing spree, all through for Crystal Maiden. That BKB, Aghanim Scepter, Blink Dagger Shard's gonna be up in no time.
I was gonna say the dream is it's not a dream in this one, it's a reality. I actually saw the Crystal Maiden take the bite at level 2 and I was like, so she intends to go for a kill, because if you're not, you go for the aura just because you help everyone else, and actually almost level 3. You know? And in 3 minutes she is level 3.
Yep, that's easy Crystal Maiden gaming, gets one value point in Arcane Aura. For the most part I assume it's just gonna be leveling the other 2 spells to max, because well, value point is kind of all that you want to gain. It doesn't have any regen left because she did use all the mangoes.
Not too far from a Tranquil Boots though, so I think she'll be fine over, like, in general, once she gets that. Plus, you might want to put 2 points in Arcane Arrow, that the value does double at level 2.
Never refuse gold given.
And let's see what is happening. No one in the mid lane matchup against Depressed Kid. He's just having pretty A-OK farm. So is Depressed Kid. They're not. There's definitely kill threat between them, but for the most part, you prefer to have a rotation coming in. Otherwise, it's banking on the enemy's mistake. Crystal Maiden, Nyx Assassin, both of them can be exceptional to catch him out.
For sure. Well, so far the lanes are, well, apart from the deaths on Pudge, you know, the CS is generally pretty even across the board. No one's really pulling out too far ahead. Although Razor's he's got 6 denies, which is plenty for him.
That's not too bad. Razor offlane. One of my favorite things on Razor offlane is if you get a reasonable time, like BKB and then Blink to get the static link on the backline. The problem is, normally that's when it's a strength hero and such. If you blink in on the Nate's Prophet to get a static link, you have to dive in pretty deep most of the time, and that it feels weird to try and counter out the NP. The best tool they have is most likely just Pudge Hook.
Yeah, which is going to be pretty difficult with all the treants in the way anyway. And in general, it's not like you have a great static link combo. Oh, Solo's taking a few hits, but I don't think he's dying. Yeah, there's no real static link target in this game. Getting on the Nature's Prophet is going to be pretty tough. Timbersaw doesn't care. Puck is going to be impossible.
No,
oh, Sweden strong.
Oh, he's got those magic wand charges. Gets himself away. Easy peasy. How does a Crystal Maiden with the Dazzle Dot and the Pudge Rot on him walk away from that? That should not be possible.
The Wolves of Icewreck have been working out or something, because she's as fast as them. And oh, but Immersion, he might be losing his life here.
Even though it's like one of the slowest heroes in the game, she's literally frozen in place most of the time.
Dodges a hook. Immersion.
Shallow Grave, level 3, not really what you want to have at that stage. The kill comes in. Ace does have 2 points of reactive armor, so now he is reasonably tanky. Oh my god, that Pudge damage is remarkable.
Pasha.
Yeah, V-Tune's TPing in, catches him in the Sprout. And he's trying to suicide underneath the tower, but it's looking pretty good on the side lanes for Navi.
This is just turning into a bit of a disaster. It's all going to come down to Depressed Kid making space at this point, because the lanes are just going like this is a nightmare scenario. And by the way, I like how V-Tune here actually baited the teleport a couple of times, forcing Pasha to go where he wants to. He's like, alright, I'll just come here.
Yeah, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Just Sweden strong. Oh, the Dream Code comes out. They want to catch the Crystal, but the Crystal will just be able to
bottom lane, V-Tune.
Sprouts himself up to just hold on for dear life for a couple of seconds longer. The moment he respawns, can go for the teleportation anyway, so not too problematic. Don't know why he has his 2 TPs on the courier, but okay.
The problem is just, I don't know, wants to spend that reliable goal, but either way, Pari Parni finally get on the board with their first kill of the game. And much needed, honestly.
Yeah, it's looked a little bit rough. The only difference is that Sweden Strong is slightly more farmed than the enemy supports, and the Depressed Kid's actually really farmed on the Ember Spirit. Full Orb of Corrosion already done, but they're going to need him to rotate soon. And the problem is, you can only really rotate bottom unless you're willing to, you know, sacrifice your time for just a CM kill. Because that Timbersaw is not going to die. And the moment Timbersaw gets to level 6, he even has a kill threat upon you if you run out of your Fire Remnant. So you're pretty much reliant on ganking bottom. And V-Tune is keeping that lane pretty much in his favor most of the laning stage.
Yeah, staying close to the tower so he doesn't want to be caught, like you said. And of course they'll know if the Ember Spirit's missing at any point. I do think they might be able to get Timbersaw though, like if they have ILTW +1, but he is very, I mean, he's maxing out reactive armor. He's going to be very hard to bring down, but he has a bracer as well as a magic wand. It's going to be slim pickings for the Depressed Kid, but we'll see what he can do. You know, he is on Ember Spirit. This is one of the best heroes to make space with.
He does need a certain change point though to make that happen. Next is going to get caught. No one can get the kill. Actually, there's going to be a chase in from the Depressed Kid. Sleight of Fist. He is 4 mana away, 4 experience away from being able to level Searing Chains there. So Puck just jumps away to safety. And Depressed
Nice
Kid, a
dodge.
little bit sad for the time being. He's in trouble right now as well. TP coming through from behind. The kill goes for no one. And Immersion too far away for that shallow grave because it's only level 1. He's still level 3 on Immersion.
Dude, Sweden Strong is so good. He figured out that they were on here.
And, well, Sweden Strong doesn't get the kill. Shallow grave keeps him alive. V2 is actually in trouble. They went a little bit too deep. Massive TPs coming out. LTW will find the double kill in mid. Sweden Strong falls. 4 kill streak picked up. Immersion did eventually die though, but nonetheless, pretty good turnaround play for Pari Parni because Navi, they're playing a little bit too wild.
Disrespect.
Yeah, just pure disrespect.
They still got more kills out of that. I mean, they got the Nyx as well as the Dazzle and Ember Spirit, so they're not too too bothered. But
infinite charges punch, my friend. Infinitely scaling.
That's true. He does have that 3 extra strength. He's gonna be pretty happy with that. And he's also, I like what he's going for. You know, I mean, this comment to the Hood of Defiance into the Phase Boots gives you a bit of armor, a bit of magic resistance, making it pretty hard to bring down. Which I think without the Timber Saw, it is pretty hard for Navi to bring down this Pudge.
Even without all those kills advantage that Navi have, and the tower that they gain, the net worth advantage is still less than 1,000. The cores are very close. ILTW is only 400 gold away from that Timber Saw, mainly because the Crystal Maiden stole all the kills, but that's beside the point.
Nyx Assassin, the Depressed Kid, and they're really trying to do something bottom lane. It's very deep.
Royal not going to connect. Nyx Assassin will be at the very least picked up. But they're spending a lot of time roaming and they only find a Nyx Assassin. It's actually not too bad here for Pari Parni for this stage of the game. If Pudge does not get completely slaughtered and gets decent timing on his items, he becomes very scary. Of course, Timber Saw technically would counter him, but Aghanim Scepter kind of also counters the Timber Saw in return.
Yeah, it reduces the healing, I believe, by a significant amount, 25%.
God, Sweden Strong. He just solos the Press Kid right there. They come in a little bit later, of course, no one just for good measure, but Sweden Strong with the level 3 Frostbite, Freezing Field, and the Press Kid's just dead.
Yeah, I mean, you really need the Ember to have a good game. He's not. Oh dear.
Solo will be taken down. ILTW, he's raking in all those Flesh Heap stacks. Give me more. Continue the fight. Nice.
Oh, nice spike base.
And Lays will be trying to Timber Chain back. ILTW has a hook in a couple of seconds. The root will be there. ILTW, at least stay in range for the Flesh Heap stacks, my dude.
Right? I was like, why is he not going for? Yeah, well, he decides it's not worth his time. And this is a successful fight for Pari Parni. And they're punching back. They're punching back hard.
Yeah, they're constantly keeping them on their tippy toes. The only difference is right now Sweden Strong is just playing out of his mind. That's literally it.
Immersion did max the Shadow Wave, so it'll be interesting to see if he goes for that shard early on. Probably not. It's like you said, you know, you don't want to just hex 2 people with a 1400 gold item and just well, solo. He might walk into a few enemies here. He's not so solo right now.
Yeah, he is very much being chased as we speak. Will he be able to? Oh, they won't actually go for the kill just yet. They need more than just the 2 supports because they don't really have that heavy kill supports coming in. The stun will get there. Pasha walking through and Solo will die again. Spike Carapace, very useful tool this game.
It is excellent to have against the Dawnbreaker, the Puck. You know, even you can catch the Timber Saw. Depressed Kid, he's in the mid lane. Might be going mid here for Navi. Oh.
Hooks the Puck actually, holds him down. Big Nom, stun comes out, and a big kill onto no one. In comes Sweden Strong, but he's going to get interrupted because Spike Carapace is a tool. And the Nyx Assassin coming back here. He's doing a lot of work on this Pari Parni side, and yeah, 4 position supports really are the shining star so far.
For sure, like we were saying, that Nyx Assassin not great here on the laning stage, but after that he gets a little bit more active. He gets online, and he's maxing out Spike Carapace because the cooldown does decrease significantly, 25 to 10 seconds from level 1 to level 4. And just throw that a couple times in the fight can make a big difference. I like that a lot. And yeah, this is not as clear cut as it looked like in the first couple of minutes.
Oh, it looks pretty solid here coming out from the... well, both sides, to be fair. Navi with the very early aggression, but they're kind of stopping their farm game. And Pari Parni, they're turning up the heat. 5 flesh heap stacks on the pudge. Yeah, continue those fights. Next item's going to be the Ags. He's going to get it at a very good timing. ILTW subbing in, looking pretty neat on the Pudka.
Pudka. And by the way, that Sweden strong CM that looked really good at the beginning, she's barely ahead of the Nyx Assassin now. It's like, 200 goals, nothing. By the time she comes back, maybe not by the time she comes back, but in a couple of minutes, if he doesn't die, he gets a couple assists, and he'll just be right up there with her. And what is she going for? She's going to go for the 4-staff first into the shard. 4-staff this game, you can just break the coil, move people out of, if there's somebody Nyx Assassin. So, solid item. And yeah, I do like how ILTW has been playing this game. He's been getting a lot of these crucial hooks and catching the puck and biting him just now. That was a big deal. That was what really won them the fight.
Yeah, they kind of need the puck to be the one to interrupt that exact nom-nom. Or the Dom Breaker, possibly with the Star Breaker. Or with the ult, but again, that takes quite some time. So, yeah, if the Pudge catches the puck is most of the time dead.
I think, actually, have we seen a Solar Guardian in this game? I don't believe we have.
Don't think so either. No, and he maybe just would have gotten level 6 as well on the Dawn. Didn't have a very good time. Plus, it's a position 5 support, so most of the time you don't really get to do anything in the earlier portions of the game. You're just there throwing out your hammer, and then your safe lane, Nature's Prophet says, get your filthy hands off my creeps.
Well, speaking of Nature's Prophet, he already has the Maelstrom. He looks like he's just split pushing. Even in that fight earlier that was happening mid solo, he was like, sorry, Sweden Strong was like just like he making lines like go to the tower, take the tower, take the tower. But this tier 1 bottom still full health. So we'll see how Vito's gonna play this. Decently active, involved in 4 kills.
Well, Nyx creeping up right behind V2, and he's just gonna be chasing him down for as much as he can. Rotation comes out, smoked up heroes here on Pari Parni side. That's a good break from Sweden Strong. However, the Nyx Assassin misses the stun. Ooh, V2 should be able to just TP out, and that's exactly what it was. Missed the Searing Chains. That would have been pretty nuts if he got a Searing Chains on like the 3rd hit.
That Nyx Assassin, I'm a bit too eager, I think, with that stun and cost them the kill. But they do get Pasha in the meantime. Sorry, they lose Pasha in the meantime.
Yeah, no one gets a kill onto Pasha in the bottom lane. Solo still hasn't popped his ulti. But that does help. The puck needs to get his Blink Dagger to be a lot more elusive. Lays on the Timber Saw is going Kaya Sanj. Cancelled his build up towards that Lotus Orb that he previously wanted to build. Even though Lotus Orb, it's a pretty solid game for it.
In the meantime, Solo, the Press Kid wants to get the kill on him. He does have the DD rune. He pops it for that, but isn't able to kill him in the end. And yeah, Lotus Orb this game. There's very rarely a game where the Lotus Orb is bad. So there's nothing wrong.
Yeah, but it is good. That's a whole different story.
It's a good game for Lotus Orb.
Yeah, that's the Press Kid though. He had the best laning stage, and right now he is poorest of all the cores. Pretty much has stopped his farming frenzy, though they're looking for V2. In comes the Nyx Assassin. Smoke God's broken. There's still a sentry ward. He's trying to get the catch. V2 gets rooted, gets stunned. Do they get the kill? Yes, they do. Heal comes up to join the fray. Snap the coil coming in. Do they get the kill onto the Press Kid? Yes, they do. Could not jump towards his Fire Remnant. And it is going to be the Nyx Assassin being hunted in the trees. Zapped down in response. So they find the kill. They do have to sacrifice to him in return. And that Ember Spit, yeah, Ember is a hero that doesn't really like to come back from behind.
No, he doesn't really. He's not. He can recover okay, but he's a hero who likes to leverage his his network lead and experience lead to make plays. Because when you're behind, you're just super squishy, and you just get bursted down like he did. I mean, at least they got V2 in Sweden Strong. He knows this is coming. Looks like he's just gonna be fine.
He's just lying in wait. No one as well. Just chilling, immersion. Hasn't made any moves towards that shard just yet, trying to just get mana boots. So this is it is a very poor Dazzle. It's also, you know, a little bit sad for me to see Immersion playing as position 5 always, considering one of my favorite hero player combos is his Earth Spirit, and that's not really a position 5 hero to be played anymore.
No, not at all. At the meantime, but yeah, I mean, and you compare him also to Solo, who can do this Dawnbreaker thing, you know, where you can just farm anywhere you want as long as you have the Solar Guardian ready, and it's much easier to get net worth in that situation. And at the same time, Immersion is just suffering. Still no arcane boots. Yeah, we're not gonna see the shards for a long time. He's maxing out Shallow Grave next.
Should look to their bottom tower.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the greatest. You know, 2 points in it is you get 4 targets that you hit. If there are no creeps, then it's pretty nice. But the problem is you're playing against Nate's Prophet. Nate's Prophet summons a bunch of Treants. You throw out your poison, and the Treants soak up all the hexes right in front. So that's like the one big downside that he will have to contend with. But then again, he kind of also needs more lockdown for this puck, which well, we did briefly talk about it previously. The lockdown on both sides is kind of lackluster.
Do you think either side has a huge advantage late game? Like, let's say we go to 50-40 minutes. Is there any side that you favor just based on pure draft?
Yeah, Na'Vi, because they can split push like crazy with that Nate's Prophet. And the puck as well, cut the creep waves the entire time. Even the Timber Saw, like, they're very mobile on Na'Vi's side. I think they have the advantage when it goes to late.
And you can actually even see that, like, no one, he just pushes top all the way to the tower, TP's back, and he's gonna be fine. Already pressuring all lanes like that. Dawnbreaker, is he gonna be alright? Solo?
Static Link, slowed down. Posh trying to chase him down. Very lengthy chase, but gonna get frozen in the meantime. Lay's walking through as well. There's a Pudge with his Ags now done. Look at that range. Look at that damage. Lay's needs to get himself away. They do manage to get the kill onto Pasha. Pudge taking some damage, but some is not a lot. The puck's gonna get hooked up. They just don't have ways to lock him in position afterwards. Now, LTW is still pretty much full health walking about. You gotta be very fearful of this Pudge right now. A couple of seconds next to him and you die.
Unfortunate by Immersion. He had the Shard Grave, kind of saved a little bit too long, and Pasha had to pay the price. Oh, that's a stun. They can get it. Nice.
That's a nice hook. In comes the heal bomb as well. Gets cancelled by the Spike Carapace, obviously. And they get the kill onto the Timber Saw.
Dude, that was amazing. Like, the way after the Nyx Assassin like stun LTW immediately throws a hook, Depressed Kid moves to the side, bear dodge, like that is just very impressive. I don't know if LTW is standing in or he's actually a new member, but that's some great communication between them.
Yeah, it's they're doing a good job at the moment, though net worth wise, Na'Vi are getting a solid lead going in their favor. Sieging power is not great here for Pari Parni, so they haven't taken a single building off the map, and they're not a lineup that really does that whatsoever, unless you get maybe an Aghanim Scepter later on the Razor. Press Kid
jump by no one.
in trouble. There is a Pudge hook. Almost actually hooks up no one, but Press Kid probably should have headed right for his Pudge in that situation.
I was gonna say, like, remember all that great communication we just talked about? Maybe not, you know.
LTW.
Definitely.
Oh, that Spike Carapace could have gotten a possible hook on the puck there.
Dire's bottom tower is
They're slowly losing in terms of net worth here on the Pari Parni side, and that is a scary prospect. Pasha, well, they're keeping up in that regard, but it's just mainly Immersion is so incredibly poor. The lack of Poison Touch also makes it so that he can't really farm any jungle camps, while, you know, when there's a free jungle camp to take.
And another one's also Depressed Kid top lane. Well, we're gonna lose next time, that's fine. Depressed Kid's also a little bit under, like, quite a bit under farms compared to something like the Puck, who's just top of net worth. So these two heroes, you know, the Ember Spirit and the Dazzle, like, they're not heroes that like to play from behind. You know, if Dazzle's team is behind, you jump on him, you try to get a kill, and he just can't, like, he might save someone, but someone else just dies in their place. It's like, what's the value of the Dazzle pick in that situation?
Yeah, They also do have a severe lack of experience on the press kit currently. It is a Roche attempt here. In the pit they go on Navi's side. Pari Parni, they're way too far away to even respond. They're just trying to focus on some structure. So the first stage of the game should freely go in favor of Navi.
By the way, Solo, early on, he wanted to go for the Holy Locket, but instead he switches over for the Flash, which I assume is going to be the Wraith pack later. And you look at... Oh, here we go. Someone's got hooked. Oh, that's dead.
Does get taken up. I mean, to be fair, Holy Locket would be a very stupid move against the Nyx Assassin this game, because you never get your ulti off anyway. So the healing is minimal. Luminosity still does heal, but for the most part, very minimal.
And also Wraith pack in this game. You look at Pari Parni's side, who do they have who can actually like sort of hit, you know, like a Snapfire or something like a Miran who has this fast attack speed? Neither of the Sport does it. Definitely not Pudge, and Spirit and Razor Kansas. So it is a great Wraith pack game as well.
Oh,
so I really like
Razor gets his level 25 talent, 80 attack speed.
Oh yeah, just crank up that level 25. But yes, I mean, that would help for sure. But it's still just a great Wraith pack game for him, and I really like the adjustment by Solo for doing that.
LTW. Next item's going to be the shard, so he does have a save at that point, especially if someone gets like dream coiled. You can still hook them out and save them out of the dream coil. Donal Shroud also finished up. Always nice to have a little bit of extra mana gain on a Pudge. Plus spell lifesteal is like insane with the Aghanim Scepter. And a Dazzle with the healing amplification from a Shallow Grave, max level.
Well, so I might be going. What's Dazzle going to go? Going to go for the Glimmer Cave. That's cool. Oh, the smoke is gonna break here. I think one of it does. Yes, does. And there you go. There you know.
Trying to go for the hook. Does not get the connection. There's a nice ward placement behind the tier 2 tower as well. And Solo by LTW. There's the stun. Hook him in. Get the free kill onto Solo. Thank you very much. Easy flesh heap stacks. There, they can jump for more. If they can get a catch, Speed and Strong is most likely just going to be the target top side. And
will I definitely make it in time to get the heap? Oh, he decides not to. Yeah, it's like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to make it there. But by the way, during this time, they're still like not really pressuring towers. We'll see if they want to go for a tower, but it's only taken one tower this whole game.
Yeah, they just can't. It's just that simple. They can't. They can't.
They can't hit buildings.
They can't hit buildings. Like Pudge, his attack damage is pretty okay, but his attack speed is atrocious. The Razor's Ags is literally the only way that they could push buildings later on.
Razor's gonna go for the BKB, not too far off then into the refresher, or maybe he'll get the Ags after that, but it is gonna be a long time before Pari Parni can really threaten buildings. And for Navi, that means that they can just sort of keep all the lanes pushed out however they want. They're not worried about it.
Yeah,
they're gonna stack the gold lead for a little bit.
It's just gonna be a straight up split push game the entire time. Because they take so long to take down buildings, and that's just enough time for a V2 Nate's Prophet to TP towards your top tier 2 tower and right click it down, or your bottom tier 1 that surprisingly is still standing.
Yeah, I know. He was actually bottom for a long time, and I was surprised. I was like, he's not taking it. Huh. Well, anyway, V2 also has the BKB. The only thing that goes through for Pari Parni would be the Dismember. You can also argue that's Razor's Eye of the Storm. Kind of ignores its physical damage, same thing with the stack links. But either way, that means a lot of disables coming out from Pari Parni are going to be ignored. Everything from the Nyx as well as from the Ember Spirit.
You do have Blink Dagger now on the Nyx, which is actually a pretty big pickup. Later on, you know, at one point I assume he's going to get that Aghanim Scepter, because that's literally gold for him. Solo does get the counter ward just in the nick of time, but he will immediately die afterwards. Towards mid, they are right behind the Timbersaw as well.
Second time we see that happening.
Outside DW, he's in trouble, and he's just chopped up. That's a very fat Pudge, melted in a second. Flyback actually coming in. They already use Spike Carapace. This is so well done by Solo. He waits for Spike Carapace to be used so that he can rejoin the fight. They did still manage to get a kill out of this. They need to disengage. The Breast Kid with the Shallow Grave should be able to stay alive for a little bit longer. Solo's just going to die back here. And a buyback coming in from ILTW. They already kind of won the fight. That buyback was not really necessary.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. And it's not like a cheap buyback either. He had to use 1,000 gold. Holy crap! But deciding that he just needs to get back into the fray, get that experience going. Okay. Alright. Well, interesting buybacks coming out from both sides. Solo ends up dying back, and ILTW just kind of doesn't really do anything with his buyback. Now next time he dies, he's gonna be down out for a long time.
Yeah, looking. Back to even Stevens at the moment. They do manage to get the tier 1 tower towards mid finally on the side of Pari Parni. So that is at least a very big plus to be able to continue on the map. V2, and he's going for the silver. He's actually done with the full silver edge. So this Nate's Prophet does tend to hurt a lot at this stage.
Yeah, he's gonna be a threat for them. I don't think they have a way of really dealing with him aside from like catching him all by himself, or in a team fight he's just gonna be too dangerous. Lays has been surprisingly quiet. I know he's been involved in like 8 assists, but he hasn't gotten kills himself. I feel like he had a pretty explosive lane with Sweden Strong. Then after that, we don't see the Timbersaw really popping that, like doing that crazy ice dives that we all know and love.
Dire's bottom tower
Well, he's got.
You know, depends who loves it, because they didn't really win much with it, so... Breast Kid dropping low, but Shallow Grave comes in from Immersion, gonna keep him alive. They kind of need the Pudge to go for the Shard Nom, but he doesn't manage to get it done. There's gonna be the Eel Bomb coming through, Pasha stealing damage. Solo, however, is surrounded by ILTW. The Pudge actually taking a heap of damage from V2. He's trying to walk away. This would be a dieback. Shallow Grave keeping him alive. He's gonna use his ulti, healing up like crazy, but Lays should be alive, and ILTW will not. Actually, Lays does get chopped down, because Pasha still hits like a truck on that Razor. Nonetheless, the rest of the team needs to disengage. Big fight coming through. 2 staying alive on both sides, but the Breast Kid's gonna get caught out right now. And there's that Sprout root. The leash coming in, that is really problematic for the Breast Kid to deal with this game, because there is no way out of it. You need a 4-staff.
And by the it's the dieback from ILTW, so his net worth used to be pretty competitive with V2, now he's more than 4,000 behind. You know, he dies, buys back, does like that fight. Did he get Lays? Did he kill Lays before he died? I think he did, but either way, it ends up dying right after. Not worth it at all for him, so. A buyback for a stack? Awkward.
Okay. Okay.
That happened?
That's an assassin right there. They will also find a kill. No one also gets a kill on the opposite side of the map, so they do find a couple of very neat additional kills after that engagement.
That 4-staff you're talking about is finished on the next assassin as well, so if someone is in the Sprout, you might be able to push them out. Keeping his team alive. I would like to see that Aghanim Scepter coming out on the next assassin, because I feel like you just need that lower cooldown, the Impale, and you also really kind of need a little bit more durability on your heroes. We saw ILTW, he actually gets shredded pretty fast. The Nate's Prophet hits very hard, so that's well, that's definitely a big problem that's coming for the Pudge further down the line. He wants Blink, BKB, obviously BKB, because they don't have any BKB piercing spells on the side of Na'Vi, except for the Puck, you know, once he gets his level 25, which is actually not going to take that long, so it's still a little bit problematic. 2 more levels. It's like actually more like a level and a half for him, so by the time he gets BKB, he's probably going to be already there for the Puck, you know? He's not... Especially if he goes for the Blink Dagger first.
And the Breast Kid going for the Ags, but, you know, ILTW and the Breast Kid are about the same net worth. Basha's the real core at this stage in the game. Refresh Orb's almost done on the Razor as well. And we saw in that fight how much damage he could burst out by just, well, static linking and running circles around his opponents.
What are they gonna go here for? It's a little stagnant, this game. We oftentimes just see team fights and neither team really pushing it, but that's because for Pari Parni they can't push generally. It's just very difficult for them. And Na'Vi, they are very careful not to throw their lead away, so they are also not pushing the envelope too much. Smoke on smoke action. Who's gonna? Oh, there he goes.
Oh, almost gets stunned up there, but now there's no spike carapace for the fight. Sweden Strong coming in with the BK beam. Crystal Maiden does get nommed up in the process. Crystal Maiden will die, but a lot of damage has been done. Actually, the damage is being returned. ILTW continues forward. Solo dies. And do they want to go back in? It is a 5 versus 3 engagement. It's actually slightly less so because the next assassin does get caught. Roshan is going to spawn in 2 seconds. But again, Pari Parni, very terrible at taking Roche.
Oh, they actually know it. They walk out just as it spawns. Very unfortunate for them. No one.
Not rooted up. LTW does have a blink, so you got to be careful of a blink nom.
I love how you call it nom, by the way. I mean, it is not. It is like the num, but
yeah,
I like how you call that.
Dismember.
Dismember is still long.
Yeah, I'm still a millennial, but I'm a little bit closer to that Zoomer lingo, of course. Gotta stay hip with my peeps.
And plus, you're casting for like 9 hours a day. You gotta make the words as easy to pronounce, as short as you can to get them for me.
The press kid gets caught out. V2 from the trees, Sprout dead. That's a beaut right there, but they got to keep their eyes on Roshan as well. If you are Pari Parni, you can't give away that next Roche with the free shard and the Aegis. And they are looking for a fight here. Dreamco comes out onto immersion.
Snaps it.
He does get saved.
And
Pasha wants to go back in. Dreamco is on cooldown. They do have Solar Guardian again. Nyx Assassin using his spike carapace maybe a little bit too willy-nilly.
By the way, he got quite a bit of flack while he was Nigma, and assuming this is just a name, like this is the actual LCW, which we are saying it is, he's playing phenomenally this game on the punch. Like, he is just really working for his team. Pasha going in.
Pasha, very risky endeavor there. Doesn't have any way to heal up except for immersion on his side, or maybe a punch nom. There's going to be a hook coming in. Does he get the damage? No, silence immediately onto ILTW, needs to disengage. Nyx Assassin also trying to throw no Shallow Grave will not keep him alive, and they're just lacking damage at the moment to break through Na'Vi.
And it's not likely to get any better if the Aegis does go to Na'Vi, which it looks like it will. There's about a quarter of life of Roshan. Pari Parni is going to have to move a haul ass if they want to get there in time, and they won't.
Yeah, they kind of need to disengage right now. On the side, there's jumping about, but there's Sweden Strong. He's going to get taken down. The VKB from Depressed Kid continues forward. He's actually going to get Shallow Grave stuck again in the Sprout. Needs a 4-staff or a hook from ILTW. Eats up his ally, walks away from the fight. He's playing the core support role very well on the punch. The problem is they kind of need him to also be in the middle of that to deal the damage.
Yeah, this is the second time we see him sort of save someone. He's just been doing a really good job on the punch, but like you said, they kind of need him to actually do more. Oh,
that's a big catch. V-Tune is he gonna lose that Aegis? Wait, what did ILTW do? Oh, but he still had the press kid inside him, so it's still on cooldown coming in. Oh, that is so problematic. Press kid will get the kill onto Solo. V-Tune is going for the man fight, but ILTW comes back, running through. V-Tune is dead. ILTW clipped himself for a second there, so he's kind of stuck. Big mistake, doesn't have spider legs for a second, and ILTW, why do you cliff yourselves, my dude? V-Tune now being chased by Depressed Kid, doesn't get the damage in for V-Tune. They have the Invis. Satanic, he's going to heal up, and Depressed Kid's going to die.
Pasha, is he going to be able to make it out alive? They know where he is, clipped by the Chakram, but he's very fast. He's a speedy boy. He took the 21 search talent, but he's going to die anyway. And it's a team wipe on Pari Parni's side. No one beyond godlike. Getting harder and harder to see. I mean, your carry Pudge is lowest net worth among all the cores, and the Ember's not doing much better.
Yeah, no, they are now getting crushed. Even though that fight looks so good, but because he had his dismember on cooldown, because he wanted to hold on to Depressed Kid for arguably far too long, he could not chunk down the NP very quickly in that engagement. And that is very... And then afterwards clipping yourself by accident with the spider legs. That's also not really advantageous.
Ideal. Not optimal, what you could say. Buybacks coming out from 2 of the cores. We'll see if the press wants to use it. Oh,
W is rooted, leashed up inside those trees. Those spider legs do not let you escape from the trees if you are leashed. Leech Prof is so strong with that balance. It needs to get nerfed. It is insane.
Well, I don't know if they can they hold this without him? Pasha, it's all going to be on Pasha.
Yeah, Pasha. In Pasha we trust. But, you know, the trust might not be completely warranted. Forced to pop the BKB, still has the refresher orb, but there is no ILTW because it's a dieback. 80 seconds still on the sidelines. And what, you know, Pari Parni, they've managed to take down 2 towers, but Navi pushing power is pretty exceptional, though. Charging forward, Pasha gets the kill onto Sweden Strong, takes him down. V2 in the middle of that, doesn't even get harmed. And has that silver edge still going for it. Lay's trying to jump away, but the damage from V2 is immense. The Sprout Root comes out. Pasha, can he get the kill onto Lays? Yes, he does. But that's another dieback coming into play. Immersion, no Shallow Grave available. He needs to disengage. Has that Glimmer. We'll keep Pasha alive, but they lose too much. They lose almost everything. They're still tier 2 tower bottom at the very least, but it's going to drop in seconds against V2.
Yeah, and they still has at least 40 seconds for ILTW to come back. They will have the next assassin just 5, so it's going to be a 3 versus 5 fight. However, Pasha does not have BKB. And his refresher orb is not anywhere near ready. No one jumps in.
Immersion.
Nice stun.
Fuck, that's a good stun, but they just don't have the damage. And in comes the Crystal Maiden, Sweden Strong. Easy shard, BKB, lacking the Ags to be fair, but I'll let it slide this game because it is Navi taking game number 1 convincingly against Pari Parni. It looked pretty okay for quite a reasonable amount of time, but you know, clipping yourself and just a couple of fights that went a little bit wrong. Also, the draft just was fairly weaker.